Okay, so today on the DDH Properties Playbook, a unique property, 134 acres, Waushara County, Wisconsin. This one I really like because of the design. Basically, we've got 3 40-acre parcels, followed by, it looks like about a 14-acre parcel here. We have an easement coming to the road, which isn't a problem, legal easement. Septic already on the property, so you could build a little cabin there. You could put a trailer there if you wanted. A nice place to set up your deer camp. What I like about this property, it's diverse. You have water, you have woods, a little bit of swamp, a little bit of everything. So if you're an all-around outdoorsman, you're gonna like this property. You can waterfowl hunt on it. There's enough water there to attract ducks and geese. Very nice turkey hunting property. But obviously, what you're gonna come here for is the deer hunting. What I like about this, bird's eye view, I talk about this all the time. Anytime you're scouting land or looking to buy land, you wanna know how that looks on the outside. You gotta know what's happening on the neighbors. Really easy to see here. You got a little bit of agriculture here on the sides. You need a food factory. And then also you have a lot, well, there's actually a lot more ag up here, and you have a lot more woods around you. What's nice about these different configuration types of properties is you have a lot of different points of access around the property. You can keep the pressure off the core, which I like to do when managing a property. If you can keep that pressure off the core, you're gonna keep more deer in that. And let's face it, if the neighbors are working their field edges, hunting them, they're pushing more deer onto yours. This allows for great bedding cover for deer and also great action during the rut. So I talk about a different configuration. When you look at something like this, let's just say you're looking at a property that's a square 440s, 160 acres. Nice chunk of land, but a lot of times you kind of get pigeonholed into how you can access it and how you can use it, especially during hunting season. On this one, for example, okay, we've got this kind of weird shape, but we know, we've got neighbor's woods here, egg. If I'm just using the outskirts of my property here, think about all the different opportunities for hunting wind direction. You can basically have stands around this entire property, not put any pressure on your property, and take advantage of either pressure from the neighboring properties or just the predominant winds. Makes it very convenient when hunting early season, but also especially during the pre-rut and the rut. If you've got bucks cruising through, again, the only way you know a property is by hunting it. You've got to let the deer show you how to hunt them. And once I figure this out, how the deer are using the property, I've got so many tools at my disposal just based on how the property is configured on how I could hunt it. One of those tools being trail cams. I could get my cell cams all around this property, get that intel back to my camp, or if I'm back at work on my phone, and study how those deer are using this property at various times of the year. That's gonna save me a lot of time in scouting, and it's also gonna put me in the ballpark, the right ballpark, once hunting season starts.
Hey, Tim here from Analogics. Coming up next, I'm going to tell you about roadblock and food plot architecture to screen your way to success. You're watching Deer and Deer Hunting Properties.
Deer and Deer Hunting Properties is brought to you by Analogics, perfecting the science of deer feed. Ready to harvest a giant? Let Analogics help you attract, hold, pattern, and grow trophy bucks. Analogics, because there is no off-season.
The other thing I like about it, you don't really see it off the aerial map. This is where you have to get boots on the ground. There are some food plot areas here, so you can manipulate it a little bit to your own advantage for hunting or just providing more food for the deer. Very nice property, and again, accessible on all ends of it, which is very important. A lot of times you get a property like this, a lot of it might be wetland. It's basically inaccessible. Great land, great cover, but you can't hunt it. I like to hunt every inch of the property. In this one, you can do that. Again, nice easement off the road. The waterways, the ponds, are mostly confined to this up front part of the property, which means I'm not plowing through the rest of that property if I want to say duck hunt or goose hunt early season. That makes it really nice. You can sneak in there, shoot a few ducks in the morning. You're not messing with the deer hunting on it at all. You can go back to the cabin, relax. Also, some of those waterways extend to this part of the property, which makes it a natural travel corridor for deer. If the deer are coming off these ag fields, they might be using those waterways again as a funnel, or might be going there early season. Great place to place your stands and catch a buck going back to his bedding area, which could be right in the middle. Another thing that I would look at this property are some of those ponds are deep enough that you could plant fish. I would really look into that because that would make this property even better as a year-round property. If you want to take the family there in the summertime, maybe have some panfish, it would be really cool. So however you want to use this property, it's up to you. It could be a home away from home, awesome hunting camp, whatever you want to do. For more information on the details on this great property, check it out at ddhproperties.com.
Hey, Tim Newman from Analogics. I'm a wildlife biologist, and I want to talk today about food plot architecture and ways that you can get deer where you want them to get a shot opportunity. So we're planning this food plot so that we're going to limit the amount of viewing that people from the road will have in to see this food plot. So what we're going to do is take roadblock, which is a tall screening product. That's going to get 8 to 12 feet tall, and it's going to block the view, and it's also going to help our access in and out of the blind at this location. So what we're going to do is basically plant an L shape, and that L shape is going to get the deer right where we want them. So you can plan this roadblock to be in areas that you want to access and exit your blind, so you can create basically a hallway of roadblock on each side, or you can just use it along like a woods edge so that the deer that are in the bedding area aren't going to see you walking in the food plot to get to your blind. This is going to be a good spot that we're going to plant along the edge of the road, and it's going to keep the deer from seeing the people on the road and also keep the people on the road from seeing the food plot. This year it's going to be in a rotation. We're going to plant Pro Brassica blend. So that's a good mixture of things like radishes and purple top turnips. It's a lot of that high carbohydrate, highly palatable, big leafy greens. It's high in protein, so it's good for the deer. And it's just a great spot to get deer so that you can hunt them on the way to the food plot. And the roadblock is going to be the thing that helps pinch us in. So we're going to talk about how to get them where you want them right along this edge over my shoulder. Okay, so what we've got here, we're again talking about food plot architecture. We've got a wide open field and then woods. What we're going to do is put roadblock right along this edge so that we can walk along the edge and not spook deer that are bedded in the woods. And this is also going to be a spot where we can pinch deer and utilize that block, so the deer are going to be coming out into the food plot at a known spot. That is going to help us get the shot opportunity that we want in this blind. So you can utilize roadblock in many different ways, but another way that you can do it is with like an hourglass shaped food plot. You can make the pinch point roadblock so that you've got a 40-yard and in shooting lane, basically where the roadblock is keeping the deer from going across the food plot wherever they want to. They have to cross it right where you want to put them. So that's just another way that you utilize roadblock and to help break up an open field from a woods edge.
Hey, it's Jason Rickman with Deer and Deer Hunting Properties. We're going to talk about how your property can make money for you. You're watching Deer and Deer Hunting Properties.
Deer and Deer Hunting Properties is brought to you by Orion Hunting Products. Engineered for stealth and safety, Orion's modular, lightweight design allows you to set up camp anywhere you want to hunt. No heavy equipment, no problem. Orion Hunting Products.
So how do we make our land work for us, right? That's one of the big things when I looked at my personal property is, hey, can I buy a little bit more property if there's some income coming in on that property? I looked for ag, right? That's important, not only for my deer herd, but is there extra ag that I can rent out for cash crops or whatnot for local farmers? And so I did have that, and I was able to establish a decent amount of the acreage towards that helps pay for my taxes and a little bit of the mortgage, right? The other thing I looked for on there was, is there any other houses on the property? If there are houses, is it something that I could rent out? And I was able to find a property that had an extra house on it that was able to be rented. So it's a really nice income for me to have a rental unit, which I can do a VRBO or Airbnb also on, and get that extra income that helps pay for the other things I need to manage my property, such as a tractor or a UTV or whatever it might be, right? Along with an extra pole shed that I could also use for that extra income for rental basis. So when you look at that property, hey, does it have those things? Is that an opportunity for you? Great. Maybe you might not have a rental, but maybe you have a pole shed on there or an extra pole shed where people will like to store their boats for the winter or their snowmobiles for the summer. So it gives you a great opportunity to help pay for our passion of chasing big monster whitetail, right? So when I look at that, I look for the ag, if it's there, because that's a great, easy source to be able to get that extra income. And then also, are there other rental opportunities on that property? If there are, jackpot. So another great opportunity when you have your dream property that has everything, along with investment opportunities for the ag land and the rentals. Some people don't hunt, turkeys. So there's a great opportunity for you if you want to lease out your land for some turkey seasons, and you can hunt them. You could rent them out by the week for them. And if you have a rental, they can stay there, so you can make a total package. Or deer. Maybe, hey, I'm just a bow hunter and I don't care about gun. And I have certain quality restrictions which you can have your renters do, but you can say, hey, I'm gonna just rent out gun season, or I'm a gun hunter, I just like to do the gun season, and somebody can bow hunt. So you can rent out those other seasons that you're not using. Another one is early goose season. There's a lot of goose hunters out there that will go around and rent some farm fields, and if you have that ag and the geese are prevalent in that area, it's a great way to get some extra income for your property. So that way you're getting revenue from your property year-round. So investing in it is a great opportunity to park some money where it's a nice, safe investment with great growth potential and a great return on your investment.
Hey, Tim here from Analogics Outdoors. Today I want to talk about food plots, and a lot of people ask me, what should I plant? Well, I want you to think about the deer on your property and coming in where you want them. I want you to treat them like your dinner guest. I want you to give them a buffet of options for plants, because not every deer has the same taste preference. You think about people, some people might like pizza, some people might like pasta. So we recommend doing something that gives them a diverse diet, and you want to spread your food plot acres into the buffet so that you've got some perennials that are going to come back year after year. You've got some big leafy type vegetables, and you're giving them the salad. That's like the pro-brassica blend with the turnips and radishes. So offer your guests a diverse diet, and you'll have some happy campers coming into those food plots.
This segment of Deer and Deer Hunting Properties is brought to you by Easy Cut Products. Quality hand tools guaranteed for life. Easy Cut Products.
Rarely are the best places to hunt the easiest to get to, and today we're highlighting the modularity and the mobility of the Orion blinds. I'm here with a couple buddies today, and with just a couple trips each, we're gonna have this blind set up 5-10 minutes, and we're gonna barely break a sweat. Our lightweight aluminum foam construction makes it easy for one guy to pick up each panel, carry it up the hill, and finish assembly. So our original intent with this blind was to eliminate the need for heavy equipment and to be able to get these blinds which allow scent concealment, which allow sound concealment, which allow visual concealment into these really difficult whitetail hunting areas. And with big blinds that are fully assembled, you need to have a tractor with forks, a skid steer. You need to have heavy equipment to move these things in there, and rarely can you get that equipment into those places. So today we're on top of this ridge, and having that modularity design really helped us achieve the goal of getting that product up here in a hard to get to spot. Again, this customer's got a great mature oak stand. He's planted some fruit-bearing trees across the valley here and wanted to get set up on top of this ridge. We were able to get close enough, but grab it panel by panel and build this up. He opted for our newest product, which is what we call the Orion 55. That's a 5-foot blind with 5 sides. He upgraded to double verticals so you can still do compound bow shooting for this trail that runs right at the bottom here. We also have the horizontal windows for gun coverage over the rest of this valley here. What was great about it is panel by panel, a couple buddies. I mean, we're talking 5-10 minutes tops. This thing was set up. He can leave it here throughout the winter. He can leave it here throughout the whole year, and it'll be fine. And if he wants to move it, adjust it 30 feet left, 40 feet right, whatever, to catch any other trails, you know, drop it down, back up in 5-10 minutes, you can have this thing reset. Orion modular blinds are what we consider semi-permanent. You can set them up and they'll be left out all year, no problem. But what makes them semi-permanent is they can be taken down and adjusted in position or moved across the property or moved to another property because of their modularity. So that semi-permanent feature has really been received well. Today we set up this Orion 55 on our 1-foot leveling kit. That gives us 12 inches of adjustment on each corner of that leg so that wherever we're at in the whitetail woods, we can get that blind level and secured. Orion also makes an entire variety of towers from 5-foot, 10-foot, or 15-foot ladder towers with staircases as an option. Our most popular model is our 10-foot staircase. What we love about the staircase and the oversized deck that we have is that it makes it very easy and safe to get up to that elevated height to hunt when you want to get over low vegetation in a swamp, or if you want that extra height in the hardwoods to be able to see it across the valley. So here I have a cutout of one of our panels. It shows the aluminum foam, aluminum carpet. 2 inches of insulation allows us to have enough structure for those panels to stay out all year, whether it's snow load up here in the north or be strong enough to handle the winds of the Great Plains. With our insulation, it acts almost like a thermos. Keeps your hot hot and your cold cold. That insulation helps keep the warmth in, and also if you can get some airflow through there, it also helps keep these blinds cool. At Orion, we have over 150 dealers across the country. Visit our website, huntorion.com, and find the nearest dealer to you.